Our presentation covers how fashion has evolved over time. We will explain how it changed in the 1920s, the 1970s, and up to more recent times, the 2000s. We will also talk about how important fashion was in these times. The 1920s played a big role in fashion change. The 1920s were also known as the Jazz Age, which was a major reason that caused these changes to happen. With the music becoming so popular, the women who performed the dancing in their new outfits became just as popular. Women were known as flappers and were known to wear short skirts, bob their hair, and listen to jazz. Flappers were the start of women's fashion change.
The 70s, the me decade, the anything goes decade. Women turned from their traditional ways and instead ventured off and began to set their own trends. Many political influences caused a shift in the way women viewed things, and that change in ideology manifested in the way women dressed. The 70s sparked attitudes of peace and equality amongst the younger generations and had been abhorred in the minds of the older generations. Political tension was high during the 70s, specifically regarding tensions stemming from the Vietnam War. While some favored the war, others did not, and the defiant opposition had both men and women wearing camouflage army jackets or green in silent protest against the war. The women's liberation movement had women burning their bras and defying gender roles by wearing anything from miniskirts to men's suits. The peaceful vibe of the 70s called for a more relaxed fashion sense, but also a very vibrant one. Women wore flamboyant colors that showcased intense prints. Most clothing was either extremely tight and short or long and flowing. One major staple that rings a bell in the minds of many when fashion in the 70s is brought up are bell-bottoms. Both women and men could be seen in bell-bottoms that could flare out to as far as 32 inches around the hemline. The most important impression the 70s imposed was the freedom that women had achieved by wearing whatever they wanted and challenging gender roles.
The 2000s were called the mashup decade because it is the first decade that didn't have a certain style. In the mid-2000s, women wore mostly low-rise skinny jeans. Shirts were worn with wide or thin belts and longer tank tops, leggings, knee-high boots with pointed toes, capri pants, and vintage clothing. In the late 2000s, ballet flats, knitted sweater dresses, long skirts combined with a belt, and leather jackets and fur coats even made a comeback.
The leisure wear in the 2000s has been influenced by a mixture of things. There has been a re-emergence of fashion styles from several different decades that has been incorporated into recent trends such as chokers, acid wash jeans, and holographic themes. Celebrities have also played a huge role in fashion trends today. Social media has changed the social platform, making it easier for people to follow the moves of the celebrities who they idolize. America has seen an abundance of hardships and challenges throughout the years, and those hardships have manifested in the way we dress. Before the 20s, clothing had been a necessity with the purpose of shielding the human body from the environment. But now clothing is used as a form of self-expression and has been seen as a reflection on society. The 20s sparked new ideas of defiance and rebellion against the traditional views of a woman. Dresses shortened, hair shortened, and sleeves turned into a thing of the past. The 70s put those ideas into action and women were able to wear whatever they desired. Pants were no longer just for men, and pantsuits were worn without care. The 2000s tied all the previous years of social change into one, and now women can wear whatever they want without fear of retaliation or judgment.